ஆமா ஆமா. ஒண்ணும் பண்ண முடியாது.
कुंज बिहारी माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजना यशोदानंदन भज जन रंजना यमुना तीरावन चरारी यमुना तीरावन चरारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राधे हरे राम 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 हरे राधे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राधे हरे राम 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 हरे राधे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राधे हरे राम 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 हरे राधे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा सुभद्रा माई जय सुदर्शना जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जयो अनंत देव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जयो अनंत देव जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाचार्य अष्टोत्तरस डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की समवेद भक्त वृंद की ब्रह्म संहिता की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण प्रभु
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
Yeah, welcome all of you today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatir uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Hare Krishna. So we will read today sloka has been assigned 511. I will combine 510 and 511 again to recap what our homework you have done. We will recap both 510 and 511. But I want to read this sloka first, meaning first. Then we will go back to yeah, Mataji, please. Medhavani Mataji. Then I think we will read 510, 511 both. So the continuity will be there. We'll do it again, both together. So somebody can read quickly the translation purport for the two shlokas. Then we will discuss.
Can I read, Prabhu?
Yeah, please, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Brahma Samhita 5.10. Shaktiman Purushaha Soyam Linga Rupi Maheshwaraha Tasmin Avirago Linge Mahavishnu Jagatpatihi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The person embodying the material causal principle, that is the great Lord of this mundane world, Maheshwara, Shambhu, in the form of the male generating organ, is joined to his female consort, the limited energy, Maya, as the efficient causal principle. The Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifest in him by his subjective portion in the form of his glance. Purport: in the transcendental atmosphere, Paravyoma, where spiritual majesty preponderates, there is present Sri Narayan, who is not different from Krishna. Mahasankarshana, subjective plenary facsimile of the extended personality of Sri Narayan, is also the divine plenary portion of the propagatory embodiment of Sri Krishna. By the power of his spiritual energy, a plenary subjective portion of him, eternally reposing in the neutral steam of Viraja, forming the boundary between the spiritual and the mundane realms, casts his glance at creation unto the limited shadow potency, Maya, who is located far away from himself. Unto the limited shadow potency, Maya, who is located far away from himself. Thereupon, Shambhu, the Lord of Pradhana, embodying the substantive principle of all material entities, who is the same as Rudra, the dim reflection of the Supreme Lord's own divine glance, consummates his intercourse with Maya, the efficient mundane causal principle. But he can do nothing independently of the energy of Mahavishnu, representing the direct spiritual power of Krishna. Therefore, the principle of Mahat, or the perverted cognitive faculty, is produced only when the subjective plenary portion of Krishna, that is, the prime divine avatar, Mahavishnu, who is the subjective portion of Sankarshana, himself the subjective portion of Krishna, is propitious towards the active mutual endeavors of Maya, Shiva's consort Shakti, and Pradhana, or the principle of substantive mundane causality. Agreeably to the initiative of Mahavishnu, the concept of Shiva creates successively the mundane ego, Ahankara, the five mundane elements, Bhutas, that is space, etc., their attributes, Tanmatras, and the limited senses of the conditioned soul, Jiva. The constituent particles in the form of pencils of effulgence of Mahavishnu are manifest as the individual souls or the jivas. This will be elaborated in the sequel. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams.
Next one also somebody can volunteer or anybody can do that.
Anyone wants to raise a hand? Okay, I'll read. Nobody's raised. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha.
Mataji, I would request everyone to repeat this shloka. So very important shloka. So you repeat and I would request all of them to unmute and repeat it.
Sahasa Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasraksha Sahasrapat.
Sahasrakshak Sahasrapat.
Sahasrabahur Vishwatma.
Sahasrabhur Vishwatma.
Sahasramshaha Sahasrashaha.
Sahasramshak
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, you can read the
Translation and purport by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord of the mundane world, Mahavishnu, possesses thousands of heads, eyes, hands. He is the source of thousands of avatars in his thousands of subjective portions. He is the creator of thousands of individual souls. Purport. Mahavishnu, the object of worship of the hymns of all the Vedas, is possessed of an infinity of senses and potencies, and he is the prime Avatara Purusha, the source of all the avatars. Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Sharakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamagyam Tadati Swapatantikam Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadodam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshadarine Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratiche Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataru Besha Kripa Sindhu Bhaye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Deenadarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Hare Krishna. I humbly beg all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis assembled here at your lotus feet. Kindly bless me so that Krishna inspires me with the right word. So last week we have not completed all the questions answers. Saraswati Mataji, are you there, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranam. You have asked a wonderful question, cost and material efficient.
Yes,
Right? That we have to discuss, and I given some homeworks to read purport of 1.1.1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, also Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, some shlokas. So how many of you able to understand, or how many of you at least attempted to read? Please raise your hand. Or
I attempted to read study club.
okay, so you want to give it a try?
Yes, okay, Prabhu. Please forgive me if any wrong, Prabhu.
Okay.
So, from Chaitanya Charitamrita, I heard that the material causes created by Mahavishnu can be has got two parts. One is the efficient part, and the another is the material cause. The efficient cause, also known as nimitta, is by Maya, and the material cause or the is known as upadana, that is the materials, or that is by Shambhu Prabhu. That's what I understood. And Mahavishnu, he initiates the process of creation by his glance. So the glance is Shambhu, and Shambhu then carries this and gives it to Maya.
So a straightforward question. So what is efficient cause? What is this one, your Upadanaka? So this shloka we stopped at. Did you go through this complete one, this shloka, the longest purport ever we had? This one, this shloka. Yes. Okay. So
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, I went through.
Okay, anybody else wants to add it?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to Adi Leela 6.14. Actually, I understood that one who does not understand the power of Supreme Personality of Godhead or the energy is not knowing the relationship between the sources of the energy and the energy themselves.
Okay. Thank you.
The proper understanding of absolute truth over the material field, we have to give proper understanding on the material field over the absolute, under the absolute truth.
Okay.
The non-manifested stage of 25 element is called Prakriti or material nature.
Okay, thank you. So we want to establish Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. In the quote, Sarva Karana Karanam. That's what we are trying to establish. Brahma Samhita starts with that. In fact, Brahma Samhita had only 1:5. That chapter was only Mahaprabhu got it. He went to Kerala between Nagarkoil, and there is a temple between Tamil Nadu border and Kerala. So where he found only one, and that one itself so much huge, so complex. Imagine if you would have got the entire Brahma Samhita. So this is Brahma's prayers. So we are trying to prove still Kasarva Karana Karanam, right? For that, we also see prayers of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva starts with Janmadi Asya Eto. So he said Janmadi means the creation. I am bowing down to a person, Om Namo Vasudevaya. Who is he bowing down to? Satyam Param Dhimahi, to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who created this entire universe. Janmadi Asya. Janmadi means creation. Asya means other things, even maintenance. Because in the shloka you can't write completely, so that's the beauty of poet Sanskrit. Janmadi Asya means it includes creation, maintenance, and destruction. See, Prabhupada translate Janmadi Asya. Janma Adi, creation, sustenance, and destruction. Prabhupada translates into all the three. But here explicitly you see Janma means creation. So where about others? Janma Adi. Adi means others. All these things he does. Now, that is not only sufficient. So these two keywords, Anmaya, Itaratas. This is what we're going to focus. This also talks about how this efficient cause as well as the Upadana Karana, these both are explained in this terminology. Anmayat, what is Anmayat? Prabhupada translates, let us see. Anmayat is directly, Itarataha means indirectly, Cha, and this is three important words. So Anmayat, Itarataha, if you are not able to follow, you have to stop me. And Cha, the three things are there. These three represents the Anmayat and Itaratas represent the material cause or Upadana Karana. The Cha means also the efficient cause, also Lord. So Brahma is praying to the Satyam Param Dhimahi, the absolute truth, who is the who creates, maintenance, destroys, and he is the causes of all causes. Sarva Karana Karnam. He is telling Anvayat Itaratas Cha. So now we are going to deep dive into these three letters. Anvayat Itaratas Cha. Then you understand what is the cause and effect he is talking about, right? So let me switch over to the PPT. Let me know if you are able to see this picture, which we stopped last time in between, right? So I was trying to draw like a scribble like a kid. So excuse my scribbling. So we talked about a part. When as soon as you see a part, what it is made of? Mud, right? There is no doubt. And as soon as you see, that is the effect. Whatever you see, that is the effect. The part you see, but behind that, so many things, ingredients gone. There is a potter who did that, right? So who is the effect of that part? Immediate effect, what people see is the mud, because the mud is transformed into part. That's a cause we call it as. So mud is the what? Anvaya. Anvaya means directly you can see in the part. That is the reason, right? When your object you see, then the material cause what you see, or the upadana karana, oh, there is a mud from clay, the pot is made, right? Then it is called anvaya, means directly. So the opposite of anvaya is this itaratas. So that can be also another Sanskrit term can be replaced with Vatireka. So we will use this Anvaya and Vatireka. Vatireka is nothing but Itaratas. So that is exact meaning. So Anvaya Itaratas means, let's look at the mud. The mud is potentially having part, but when as soon as you look at the mud, you will not say this is part. You will say this is mud. But when you see the mud, you will say directly, yeah, this is made of clay. But if you see a mud is there, if some person puts the effort like potter, he can mix it up and he gives a shape, then it becomes a pot. But directly in the mud, if you see, it is not there. So that is called Vyatireka aspect of it. So here Brahma is explaining this Janmadyasya, creation, maintenance, everything you do, but you are the cause. What is that? Anvaya, you are the cause. So similarly, we can extend this analogy to the Parameshwara, who is the Lord, who is creating the material world. As soon as you see this material world, everything floating, what do you think? Oh, there is Vishnu, Purushavattaras. They are creating this Mahavishnu, Karbhodakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu. From his spore, it is comes out. So immediate cause is what? The material cause is what? We think about the Lords, the Parameshwara, the Lord himself. From his spore, everything comes out. So when you see the material world, what do you think? Oh, it is coming from the Lord. So that is the material cause. This entire universe goes to his abdomen. And it also, this including the pradhana, everything comes out of his abdomen. Then Lord glances this same pradhana, then it becomes Mahatattva. And Mahatattva, the jivas manifest. Entire jiva, especially this material world made of jivas. Where are the original jivas? It's all came from the Lord. Lord wanted to expand and he created these jivas. And all the jivas after annihilation, where did they go? They go into the Mahavishnu's body. And when he wants to recreate, again, all these jivas entities comes. So now who is the material cause of this material world? Parameshwara. I stop here. Any questions in terms of understanding Anvaya, Vatireka, or extending the same example to the creation of this material universe? Are there any questions? Can I proceed further?
Prabhu, Parameshwara is Mahavishnu, no, Prabhu?
Yeah, Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Krishna, it's all the same.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, this Atma, like all Jeev Bhutas, Atma is there in Mahatvat, or after this Mahatvat active, then Atma incorporates and then...
Mahatattva is Jata Vastu. The living entity is not there. When Mahavishnu glances, Ramadevi, that glance is, we said, Shambhu, and then halo of the glance, he sends its creative Shakti, and he's also sent Kala Shakti and Jiva Shakti, especially Jiva Shakti and Kala Shakti, through the glance transported from the body of Vishnu. The Jivas invariably, they sit in the abdomen of the Lord when the annihilation happens for many years. After that, Lord wants to create again. Again, he wants to do he was getting bored, so he wants to do some activity. Then he wants to Srishti. Then that time, Ramadevi understands. So when he looks at it, through his glance, the Jiva Shakti, the Kala Shakti, and it falls on the Prakriti, which is the Pradhan. And Pradhan is the modes of material nature is not in an activated state. So this Kala Shakti and Jiva Shakti is impregnated into the Pradhan, then it becomes Mahatattva. Mahatattva means Kala, time already started. Kala started working. Three modes of material nature started working. Jiva has already been, it is still there in the state where they are yet to get the body. Then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu parallelly comes. He picks up from the Pradhan, Mahatattva, some of the living entities to each and every planet, and he enters as a Paramatma to the planet. Then once he takes that some portion of the Jivas for this particular earth, then what happens is Shirodakshaya Vishnu, he enters into the atom of every living entity. Then Brahma comes into picture. That's where Brahma comes into picture. Once he from Navali comes, then he has a lot of his sons, Manasika Putras. Then they procreate, the reptiles, 84 lakh species of life, and the Jiva's been put into that. Clear?
Prabhuji, then this Shambhu, what he does in
now good question. What Shambhu does, what Brahma does in the creation, everything is done by the Vishnu only. So when the glance is coming through, the Vishnu form Tattva, they will not touch material. So the living entity is impregnated in mother's womb of Parvati, or in the material nature, or you call it as Mahatattva or Pradhan. Pradhan is Jadavastu. The living entity is put onto that with the three modes of material nature. Somebody has to mix it. That's done by the Shambhu and Parvati. And the living entities, they given life. So in order to conceive, you can say, conception or the conceiver of the Jiva entities from Mahavishnu, you need a Garbha. So that's Garbha is Mahatattva or nature, Mother Nature or Parvati, along with Shambhu, they impregnated. And the Jiva is still there, but they don't get the physical body. So when Garbhodakshaya Vishnu pulls some portion of the Jivas into the material world, then first Brahma comes, the first living entity. After that, he create 84 lakh species of life. Kashyapa has many wives, and they would reptile. One person is reptile and things like that. So accordingly, Jiva's karma and their desire, they will get in the body. That Brahma would help to do that. But initially, the conception of the Jivas, because Vishnu directly cannot give it to Brahma to create. He doesn't touch the material Pradhan and this Mahatattva, he doesn't touch directly. So that is through Shambhu. Shambhu and Parvati converts the Pradhan into Mahatattva. Mahatattva, he places them all the Jivas, and they are ready to come. They're ready to take birth. And you can say things, I don't know this is a right analogy or not, but this is my understanding. So I'm not 100% sure. It's like mother having womb baby, but when it comes out with a different body, whatever it is, that's Brahma does. But in the conception of the womb, Shiva and Parvati is required. That's why they are in the Linga Rupa, explaining that Lord Shambhu is Linga, the male productive organs, through which the Jiva comes. When Shambhu is not there, the Jivas cannot directly come in touch with the material universe, so we can't be created. So you need Shambhu and Parvati, or Prakriti, nature, to take the Jivas and mix it with the time factor as well as the the modes of material nature, which are in inactive state. Then they will become active. That task is done by Parvati and Shiva. Then once they come into this material universe, a separate universe where Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is there, then he creates Brahma and instructs him how to. He doesn't touch those Jivas. So he will say, Brahma, you go and create all of them and create 84 lakh species of life. So initially Narada comes, he doesn't get married. So all those Kumaras comes, they don't get married. So then he creates Kashyapa and other people, Prajapatis, Daksha and things like that. Then they start procreating these Jivas. They're all waiting to come. So as soon as they procreate, then it depends on the body and the desire, they will get into the body. Okay. So far, so good.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, then it means when the Mahatattva get active, at that time the Kala Shakti is and the Jiva Shakti is working. But when it comes to the when Shambhu get it that Mahatattva, then the Prakriti three gunas work on it, and then the sharira is given to all the bodies are given to the Jiva Tattva, right?
Yeah.
Kala Shakti, right?
Pradhana,
Right, Prabhuji?
in Pradhana, there is no time factor and Kala factor, and Jiva is, they need to put into the factor. So then Mahatattva means they are getting transformed. The time factor is getting initiated in Mahatattva.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any other
Hare
question?
Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu.
please.
Sorry. What is Vyapti Rekha, Prabhu? That I didn't follow. Anvaya I understand directly.
Indirect. So
Indirect
what
or
is
indirect?
opposite of Anvaya? Direct, right? What is opposite?
Okay.
Indirect.
Indirect.
So if you
Got
see a mud, nobody say this is pot. So when you see a mud, have you ever said this is pot?
No problem.
But we can make pot, right, out of mud.
Yes.
But when we see the pot, we say this is mud. But when we see the mud, we never say this is pot.
Yes.
That is a Vyatireka.
Vyapti obviously. Sure. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So to the mud, out to the pot. Similarly, pot to the mud, the relation is this opposite. So now, similarly, the material world, the creation happens. What is creation means? Separation. The jivas will be separated from Mahavishnu. That's directly they are coming out of it. That's called Vyatireka. The separation process is called Vyatireka, where Parameshwara from his body, the jivas there wanting to come out through the glands. In the material world is Prakriti, right? Here, let me see if I'm able to point. So when for Parameshwara, what is that? Just give me a second. A note, no. Okay. So if you can see from Parameshwara, the jivas separate out to the material world. How they separate it out? Parameshwara glances. This is, you can consider as a Mahavishnu. He glances the Shambhu Tattva and the Pradhan through Shambhu. Then these jivas are wanting to come back, creation. So they separate from Parameshwara and they form as a material world, right? Similarly, when from material world, if you look at, sorry. So when from material world is the destruction process. So what happens is when the material world is destructed, everything goes inside the body of the Parameshwara. That is called Anmaya. So directly we can see that, the jivas get enter into the Parameshwara. So that's the relation. When you see Parameshwara, you don't see the jivas, but when you see the material world, you know that, Parameshwara has created, the creation process happened, the jiva has come from his body. So similarly, Parameshwara, when the destruction happens, everybody merges into the body of the Lord Vishnu. But we will not lose our identity. Like Mayavadi philosophy, we will still have our own karma. We will have our own desire based on which we'll get the next body. But there is a long time between the creation. It's not happens immediately after Brahma dies. There are thousands of years of Brahma's lifetime. We will be in the dormant state. Okay. Any other question? Can I move on to the next one? So now we are clarified saying that what is Anmaya and Vyatireka, which causes the material cause, or we will call it as a Upadana Karana. Now there is a potter who makes this. Without potter making this, we will not be able to make it. The potter is called Nimitta Karana, or efficient cause. Now, in terms of the material creation, so here what happens is this Kala Shakti, right, impregnates this Pradhana. This Kala Shakti is the root cause for the activation of these jivas. Otherwise, jivas in dormant state. Combined with modes of material nature, the Pradhana is there, which I showed here. This is Pradhana. So this Pradhana needs to be, Shambhu as a glance is to come, and Lord has to pass on this Kala Shakti. Then the modes of material nature gets activated. So that's why you can say Kala Shakti is the kind of potter who is making it, But invariably, the potter who has given this Kala Shakti, the Shakti comes from the Shaktiman, who is Parmeshwara. So the material cause, Vatireka as well as the Anmaya, is Parmeshwara. From his body, the Jiva comes. But still, this Kala Shakti also, who is activating this Pradhana, also the energy of the Lord. So the Lord is also the efficient cause, or is Nimitta Karana. So far, so good. Nimitta Karana. So you have to confirm.
Yes, Prabhu, but indirectly no, Prabhu. Directly Maya is the Nimitta Karana.
Yeah, see, like this wheel is there. There are could be many things, but we need to see the main item. Without wheel, you can't do it. Without stick, if there is a stick required to rotate the wheel, then you
Yes,
can say wheel is the material cause or Nimitta Karana. Because without that, potter cannot do it.
yes, Prabhu. Yes.
So similarly, Maya Devi is there, is the womb, but who is activating that? Kala Shakti is the main. If minus Kala Shakti, she cannot do anything. So
Yes,
without mud, the wheel is there, you can't make a pot. So similarly, Kala Shakti is the energy of the Lord, mainly when the glances comes through, along with Jiva, what mainly comes is the Kala Shakti. In Pradhana modes of material nature, at least it is there. Shiva and Parvati, they have this modes of material nature, which is an inactivated state. Unless the Lord sends the Kala Shakti, they will not act, they will not work. So then the Kala Shakti is the Nimitta Karana. And of course, this is Shakti of the Parmeshwara. So invariably, we say that is Parmeshwara is the Lord. So Lord only himself, he gives the Jiva. That's why he's material cause. He sends the Kala Shakti. That's why he's the efficient cause as well. Now there are few other causes. Somebody talked about, Medhamini Mataji talked about remote cause, immediate cause. Let me elaborate. There are many versions of causes, but Prabhupada in this purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he was talking about these two causes. Of course, there are Socrates and few other philosophers, they were talking about some of the, and Prabhupada in conversation has also talked about remote cause and immediate cause, which I will talk about it. And in general, there is a philosophy, it's not there in Bhagavatam, maybe there or indirectly it is there, it's a formal cause. So we will see all these causes. Then conclude, cause, sarva karana karanam. There is only one person. It could be any cause, remote cause or upadana karana or efficient cause, formal cause. There is only one person who is cause for that. Who is that? Vishnu or Krishna. There is nobody else. When you say causes, it is not just only a material cause. Okay, that's upadana karana is Lord. Then efficient cause is Lord is not there. It's not like that. All the causes, you name any cause, invariably it is. So then you can ask, where is the mud comes from? If it is that is a material cause, who created the mud? Lord. So Lord is the upadana karana. So the potter is there. Right, but who this Kala Shakti I was explaining, who gave that energy for this creation? Again, the efficient cause is Lord. Similarly, remote and immediate cause. What is that remote and immediate cause? Is the bus driver is driving a bus. His negligence, he didn't concentrate, he made an accident. So as soon as people see what they'll say, oh, the driver did not forgot to follow rules and regulation. He made an accident. That's an immediate cause. But what is the remote cause? There's a wonderful shloka in Bhagavad Gita, which Krishna says that I give both remembrance and forgetfulness. What is the shloka? So Lord Krishna says, I give the remembrance and forgetfulness. But who is the remote cause? The Lord. You immediately, maybe in the scene, you see something like that. So you are locking your house. You forgot to lock your house. You went, some burglary happened. What is the immediate cause? Oh, I forgot to lock my room, right? That's what you think. But who gave this forgetfulness?
Lord.
So there also, Lord is the cause, right? There's no blade of grass. Even somebody wants to kill somebody or kill themselves, Lord approves as a Paramatma. Otherwise, they will not die themselves. They cannot kill themselves. They cannot kill other person. Everything is approved by the Lord sanctioning. Otherwise, nothing happens. So that's remote and immediate cause. What is the formal cause? Let's say you're go ahead.
Prabhu, what happens to the free will, Prabhu, then? If you're saying Krishna is making us forget, Krishna is giving us remembrance, right? Then where is the free will?
Who said free will is there? I never said free will is there.
No, Prabhu, Krishna is saying, na?
Krishna is saying, but I never agreed. No, we never discussed this, no. So that's a separate topic for ourselves. Okay. So this is a separate topic for what is really free will. Is it really free will, right? That we need to discuss. So that's a separate topic, right? Time being,
okay.
Time being, let's park that. Otherwise, I will not finish the class today.
Okay, Prabhu, sure.
Okay, remote cause, immediate cause we found. Now there is a formal cause. What is formal cause? If you are making a chair, you need wood. But who gives the idea to make that potter or a person to give the idea, oh, chair with 4 legs or what or shapes, different shapes he wants to do. He wants to create a different way, a different species of life to be created for Brahma. Who gives that idea? That's again, who gives the intelligence?
Lord.
Any cause, sarva karana karanam. Any cause, the Lord is the cause. This is one way to look at it. This Anvaya and Vitireka, I've told 2 aspects. One is that direct cause, indirect cause. Another explanation I gave, the creation as well as destruction process, where the Lord, separates out the jivas, that is Vitireka. But the destruction happens, everybody enters into the body. Parameshwara, that is Anvaya. So similarly, I have I've drawn in the left bottommost corner. Somebody is asking also glance about it, who is Shambhu, where and all. So there is something called Adhisthana Karana. This is something new. What is Adhisthana Karana? Adhisthana means place or residence, where it is there. So Karnadaksha Vishnu, right? He has everything. Initially, only he is there lying down, Mahavishnu, Karnadaksha Vishnu. The Prakriti is also inside, within him. So he glances the Prakriti, right? He is the Shambhu. And this Prakriti is nothing but external energy, Maya Devi. The 3 dots represent the 3 modes of material nature. In the Pradhan, they are inactive state. Then they converted into Mahat. That glance, as well as Shiva, Parvati, makes this Prakriti, which is not in active state, the glance of the Shambhu, they become Mahat. From Mahat, what happens? What comes? Ahankara, false ego comes. The false ego has 3 mode of goodness, mode of passion, ignorance. Mode of kushness, mind comes, then passion, ignorance, the tanmatras, panchabhutras, panchendriyas, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses, 10 tanmatras, all those things comes. So when so it's another example can be given. From sound, ether comes. From ether, air comes. From air, fire comes. For air, ether is the Adhisthana Karana, because from that source the air comes. From air, fire comes. For fire, air is the Adhisthana Karana. So similarly, from water, fire, from water comes, from water, earth comes. When annihilation happens also, earth will merge with water, water will merge with fire, fire will merge with air, and it will goes to ether, the ether finally goes to the sound. So what is Adhisthana Karana? The Lord is Adhisthana Karana, Parameshwar. Why? Because this Ahankara, Tanmatra senses are there. No, when the destruction happens, they get into Ahankara. Then the Ahankara merges into Mahat. Mahat merges into the Pradhan. Pradhan then along with Jiva, everything, again this Prakriti goes into inside of the Mahavishnu's body, Karnadaksha Vishnu. Then he sleeps for many years. Then he breathes out. Again, all this creation happens and the Prakriti comes and Lord will glance and the Mahat comes, from Mahat Ahankara comes, like that. So Adhisthana Karana is also Lord. Is it confusing?
Prabhuji, what does Adhisthana means?
Residence or place from originally where it comes from.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, your Prakriti is Pradhana.
Prakriti?
Yes, you showed Prakriti, that is Pradhana.
Yeah. Inactive
Thank
state. Inactive state. Mahat is the active state of Prakriti.
Prabhuji, very heavy.
Okay, can we move on to the next? 12:15. Another
Prabhu,
15 minutes.
you had asked the origin of Shambhu, Shiva and all, no, Prabhu. So, and
Yeah.
Sadashiva. So I read that Sadashiva comes from Mahavishnu and Shambhu is from Vishnu, no, Prabhu?
See, only there are 3 tattvas in Shiva with respect to Shiva. One is that Sadashiva, who is non-different from Vishnu, is a Vishnu tattva, pure Vishnu. He stays in Goloka Vrindavan or Vaikuntha planet. He doesn't touch the material world at all.
Yes, Prabhu.
Clear? Now,
Yes.
from him, through Vishnu glance only, but we get Shambhu Tattva, who is none other than the Shambhu's expansion for the Leela pastime of the creation, touching the material. So as soon as the Lord Vishnu glances, the material Maya Devi cannot be touched.
So Shambhu is from Sadashiva, Prabhu?
Yeah, that aspect of it.
Yes.
So he transforms milk, curd, we talk about, right? Sadashiva is milk.
Yes, yes.
Shambhu is curd.
Yes.
Now, then from Brahma, Shiva comes out. The same Shambhu comes as a Shiva and expands into 11 Rudras, each and every planetary system, for destruction. Shambhu is one personality. He's above, what you say, he's not there in the material, each and material universes where he transforms into Shiva.
Yes.
Shambhu and Mahavishnu, they are there above this planetary system.
Yes.
Okay.
I understood all that, but I was only confused that Shambhu is that halo of Mahavishnu's glance.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I was thinking he is from Vishnu or from Sadashiva. He is from Sadashiva, Prabhu.
See, Sadashiva, Vishnu, there is no difference. No, what is the difference between Vishnu and Sadashiva? Both are Vishnu tattvas.
Milk and curd.
Vishnu also milk. If you are asking what is the difference between A2 milk and A1 milk, like that. Sadashiva is Vishnu. Mahavishnu is Vishnu. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is Vishnu. Sirodakshaya Vishnu is Vishnu. Then what is the difference between Vishnu means what do I tell? Both are, all of them are milk. Shambhu is curd. But I never said Sadashiva is curd.
Oh, okay, Prabhu. I understood now, Prabhu. Only Shiva is curd.
Yeah, Shiva and Shambhu Tattva is curd. Rudras.
Oh. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Sadashiva is not curd.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
He is milk.
Yes, Prabhu. Understood, Prabhu. Thank you.
So the next question is Vraja River. Geeta Mataji, are you there? Okay, I will not answer if you are not there. I will answer people who are there. How Jiva came? Vinijita Mataji, is it clear? Everybody comes from Lord. Originally, Krishna wants to expand, enjoy Jivas. Then he created us. And this is the creation process we are talking about. How Brahma comes, how Shiva comes, how Jiva. And again, we go back. So it's not that after Brahma's lifetime, we all go back to Vishnu's body. We stay for a long time. Even between Vishnu, Mahavishnu glances, in the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, it doesn't happen immediately. 1,000 celestial years, we will be in the dormant state. From Pradhana to Mahatattva, it will not happen immediately. So there is time period. A lot of time period, which we can't even imagine. Okay, any other question on the Jiva Tattva?
Prabhuji, this during Pradhana time, the Jiva is not there in that Pradhana matter, right? But when the Krishna glances, then Jiva travels to that Pradhana, yes, and becomes a Mahat Tattva.
Exactly.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Krishnamurti Prabhu. Prabhu Idira. Efficient mundane causal principle. This is, I think you can take it as efficient cause, where Krishna is the potter. Potter is you need potter to make the planet system, sorry, the pot. Similarly, the Lord, who is the efficient cause through Kala Shakti, he creates it. So it shows that principle. That's is as simple as that. Out of this 4 or 5 principle we have seen, the efficient cause, you can take this as efficient cause.
Okay.
Shobha
Ah.
Mataji,
Hare Krishna.
you talked about glance of Bhagavan. What was that?
Yeah. Actually, now it is clear. Glance is also a form.
Yes.
I told everything.
Everything is form. Lord is everything is form.
You told through Sadashiva, he glances.
Okay. Now Pradhana Medhavani Mataji. Something you asked. Principle of substantive mundane casuality is what you want to know. Medhavani Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
You can do more R&D. I don't know. I need to spend time. I didn't spend time about this one. We will move on if it is okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
I didn't make much endeavor to read that. I need to read that. So, okay. Now I have clarified last class. So let's start Bhagavatam today now. We are not still started today's class. Okay. 11. Sagasra Sirisha Purusha. Where is this Sagashara? There is no mention about Vishnu or anybody is having 1,000 head and all. So where is this avatar? And also I asked last week one more question. Where does the Shirodakshai Vishnu lies? So anybody could able to break through? Homework. Hare Krishna.
Shiroga Sai is filled in the whole Prakriti and then each and every atom.
No, this answer you gave last time.
Prabhuji, I read this one in Canto 2, Chapter 6, the Purusha Sukta confirmed. There, Prabhupada purport, it is mentioned.
Yeah, I need the answer.
Exactly which was, I don't remember, but I read.
Okay. So homework you did not do well. So should I continue this as homework or should I reveal the answer?
Prabhu, I tried, Prabhu, I didn't get the answer.
Okay. Since you tried, Mataji, for you I am revealing. I will don't tell this secret to others. Okay, you only hear. Okay. So this thousands of head. We never seen the picture anywhere. Let it be Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. First of all, who is this Sagasra Sirisha? Is he referring to which Purusha? Is Mahavishnu or Garbhodakshaya Vishnu or Shirodakshaya Vishnu? Who is this person?
Mahavishnu Prabhuji.
Okay. Anybody else want to speculate? Who is this Sagasra Sirisha? Who is referred to? There are three Purushas. We agree, right? There are three Vishnus.
Is Virat Purusha, no, Prabhu?
Oh, you added another one combination. Okay, Virat Purusha. Okay, so anybody else wants to try? There are only 4 options. You can choose any 4. Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu, Virat Purusha. So who wants to try?
Shirodakshaya Vishnu.
Very good. Very good. So any other speculation?
Advaita Acharya is the creator of millions and millions of universe. And by his expansion, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, he maintains each and every universe.
Okay, I will reveal the answer for you. Oh. So Acharyas explained them 2 different ways. With respect to Prabhupada, so you have to read these shlokas, okay? 1, 3, 4, 9, 4, 2, Adi Lila Chaitanya Charitamrita, 5, 10, then Madhya Lila. These places they talk about is the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, right? And Brahma Samhita, as well as Brigat Bhavatamrita, they talk about it's a Mahavishnu. So then you might say, Prabhu, scriptures talks about different thing. Which one is right? There is no yes or no answer. Always there can be yes or no answer. This 1,000 heads of Vishnu is especially the Brihad Bhagavatamrita says that it is in the planet of Brahma. Brahmaji worships personally this deity, and he reciprocates with Brahma like that. But some places he is mentioned as the Mahavishnu, which is also right. And especially Prabhupada talks about, let us see any one of the shloka. Adi Lila 5:10. Let me read. We have time, or I need to skip this then? 5 minutes. Okay. See, unless we read this purport and, understand it is, okay, let me see. What is that? Which shloka? Adi Lila 5:110. Adi Lila. So everything is there in Prabhupada purport. So it is that we don't take effort to research and do that. So here the Sahasra Purusha is explained. Okay. Okay, 1 second. So this is the question I asked. The ocean milk lies in Sweta Deepa. Where is this milk ocean? That also we will reveal. I think for that I've given. I think probably 134 will explain. 134 SP 134. See the devotees with their perfect eyes see the transcendental form of Purusha who has thousands of legs, thighs, arms, faces, extraordinary. Right? Here Prabhupada somewhere in the purport would say this is a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. If you read it. So we don't have time, but you can refer all these shlokas where it is proven that is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Some places he said Mahavishnu. So the Lord can manifest any form. So last time I told, when you want to see Varaha, you may not see the other aspect of the Lord. In Nrsimha, you see different aspect of the Lord. Does not mean that they don't have whatever we are entitled to see, whatever we are able to see, that's what we would see, or whatever we desire want to see the Lord. So both Mahavishnu as well as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu can take thousands of head forms, Sahasra Sirisha Purusha, Sahasra Bhaga. This is to explain that how powerful the Lord is, how powerful is the creation. Not necessarily exactly if you count the head, he has only Sahasra, only thousands of head or something. He can have more also, millions of head also. That's possible anywhere you want to manifest, he will manifest because it's all the same milk, all Vishnu Tattvas. So that way it doesn't contradict. If somebody wants to look at Mahavishnu, show me your 1,000 head form, I want to see you, he will show. If you want to 300 form, so like Krishna has taken birth in the jail, he came as 400 form. Then immediately they prayed, then Krishna became 200 form. Does this mean Krishna doesn't have Vishnu form within him? It's not so. So that what you want to see, what you are entitled to see, that's what you see. That way this is reconciled. So this is for practical sense, you can take it as a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, where Prabhupada in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam confirms this form of the Lord is in Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, right? Now, which is the Vishnu? When we talk about the Leela Avataras, Guna Avataras, we talked about various Leelas in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st, 2nd canto. So when we say Shiva is for destruction, Vishnu is for maintenance, Brahma is for creation. Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, right? When we say Vishnu, which Vishnu is we are referring to? Is it Brahma? Huh?
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Prabhu. Maintenance.
Are you sure?
Because he is in each universe, Prabhu.
Okay, that's a good guess, but wrong answer. Anybody else wants to try?
Mahavishnu, Prabhuji.
Wrong answer.
Yes.
So again, I've given purport. If you go on Madhya Leela 20:294, and Prabhupada writes, it's Kshirodakshaya Vishnu who can be clubbed into Purusha Avataras as well as the Guna Avataras. So when we refer Guna Avataras, then it is Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Now I've asked a famous question, where does the ocean of milk refers? There is a direct answer by Srila Prabhupada, and you can refer all these shlokas. Now SP 4929, I will take it. You read yourself in the purport. It is straight away, it is given. So you need to make some effort to read Bhagavatam to understand where is this located. Okay, this is the
Which
direct
number,
answer.
Prabhu? Kindly tell the number again.
4929.
4920. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, you can read. It is Dhruva Loka. This is where all the devatas go and the shore of milk ocean. Any problem is there, then they pray. Even the devatas, there is no entity to Dhruva Loka. Dhruva Loka in one shore is what the milk ocean. That's where Shirodakshai Vishnu is, of course, Paramatma is there in everybody's heart and autumn, but that's the place he resides. So whenever there is a problem happens within the material world, where do they go? They go to this Shirasagar, where Dhruva planet, they can't enter inside. They have to wait outside, pray to the Lord. Lord will tell instruction. So this is directly given here in this purport. So with this, I would stop here for today's session. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So Mataji, over to you, Madam. I think I've covered the previous questions. I've covered this today's purport, who is Shagasra Sirisha, and also the efficient mundane cause, all this stuff. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, that substantive material cause, that also if you can find reference. But how to find, Prabhu? How did you find these relevant verses? How to search? Is it on keywords like direct and indirect cause, like that you are searching in the database, or how is it?
yeah, keywords you can do, but when I read Chaitanya Charitamrita, I know when Advaita Charya comes, this comes up, creation comes. Some portion of Madhya Leela, the creation is there. Then I read through some 10-20 shlokas together to get the connection. And this is Bhagavatam, when we do a complete study, right? That time you get this concept of Janmadhyasya, Anvayat. It's more hearing, reading, scrutinally, doing Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. All this will enable.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Very good. And also this Shirodakashai Vishnu, like you mentioned in Dhruva Loka, very, very difficult actually to find unless we hear, from some.
There is direct purport by Prabhupada. So 4925, 4929, and Srimad Bhagavatam 114, 35, 36. All these places they go to Shirashagra. There is indication, but the direct answer is there in S4925, especially 4929. Prabhupada directly calls out this is Dhruva Loka.
Wonderful, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very, very enlightening session. At least we have a basic foundation that then we can continue to understand the rest of the verses. So my sincere gratitude. I'd like to express everybody's gratitude to you, Prabhu, for giving us this basic understanding. You're not having your darshan, Prabhu. You can switch on your video. Then we'll request all the devotees also to switch on the video and let's chant His Grace Gaurchandra Gopinath Prabhu. By chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. Prabhuji has really enlightened us on this very, very complicated subject matter, and Prabhu and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's purport is also very, very, very difficult to understand, in the sense it requires a lot of rereading and understanding and coordinating, like Prabhu mentioned verses from Bhagavatam, Brahma Samhita, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, like that. So, Prabhu, thank you so much, Prabhu, for doing a lot of homework and kindly enlightening us.
Thank you so much.
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
ग्रंथराज श्री ब्रह्म संहिता की जय।
जय हरे कृष्ण
हरे
जय
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
धन्यवाद। Thank you,
लक्ष्मी
Prabhuji.
देवच परिधान पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
जय
जय
प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। थैंक यू।
हरे हरे थैंक यू सो मच
दंडवत प्रणाम। थैंक यू प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
Thank you, Prabhuji.
जय।